Hello there, villagers. Welcome back to another video here in Stacy's Random POV. If this is your first time here, hello, it's so good to have you. Before we get into the topic, I have to say everything I'm about to say is absolutely, positively, definitively my opinion and my opinion alone. I am not bringing you this news for a mass hysteria or to create any hate or division. Okay? Awesome. So, if you guys didn't know, earlier in the year there was a picture that went viral about this egg that was found in Antarctica, quote unquote. People were very much so talking about it, and I brought them to you guys. Check this out, and I will be right back with the rest of my commentary.
This Antarctica egg situation just keeps getting so much deeper. And do you know what? I don't even care if it's real or fake anymore, dog, because this stuff is absolutely hilarious. I just dropped my tea on the floor. Colander is coming out, bro. I ain't got no tinfoil. Right, so the image you're seeing behind me apparently is a coffin slash non-cryostasis like bay that they came across, and a being rose up out of it that was Nordic in nature. So this little area here, as you can see, this is the main stasis area apparently, and these little things on the side, I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, apparently this being rose up out and presented himself in such a way, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that this guy was explaining about this being. This photo behind me here apparently is the released image of what this being looks like. This is him, apparently, alright? And if they look like this, dog, we are so cooked, bro, because they are handsome as hell. Goddamn, he looks like Legolas. I want to say this, right? Someone asked him, what does he eat? He's a vegetarian, he refuses to eat meat. Right? Does he think we shouldn't eat animals? Never spoke about our food habits. Why are people getting abducted? Because of the Eisenhower alliance with the Greys. Look it up, most of it is true. Does the being eat, sleep, poop or puss? Yes, apparently, right? Laugh or have a sense of humour, question mark. His behaviour is quite natural, doesn't smile, laugh or get angry. Not that we tried making it angry, and that's probably quite a good thing. Is it curious? Yes, a lot. We've been filling him in about our history and events he learned so fast. In a few weeks he learned German, English and most of our known history. Some of it he already knew. Does it ask for random stuff like a chair or clothes? Only clothes and some food. What? I do not even care anymore, right? This lore about this whole egg situation is just getting so deep, and I'm all here for it, dog. I don't even care. You can moan and cry all you want, but deal with it. And this all took place in the Queen Elizabeth mountain range, and I've just made a bit of a video here for you to explain, right? So, look at this space here, okay? Below the McMurdo station, it's all nice and high definition, and you can see everything quite nice and lovely, right? And as we scroll down, oh, what's this? The area it took place is pixelated in the Queen Elizabeth range. What a shock, right? Absolutely not, Google. Stop messing with us, alright? I don't even know anymore. Oh, down the rabbit hole further we go.
The egg UAP has the internet on fire, but it's also got me thinking, we've actually seen this before. So let's talk about that. For those who aren't aware, recently, Air Force veteran and UAP whistleblower Jake Barber described a direct encounter with a smooth, white, egg-shaped UAP. It was roughly 20 feet in size, completely silent, engine-free, and emitted no heat signatures that they could tell of. According to Barber, this was no human technology. Now, if we jump back to 1945, two boys are said to have witnessed a downed craft outside of what's known as the Trinity test site. They described the crashed object as being avocado or egg-shaped, light gray in color, and metallic looking. The Army ended up securing the area and secretly transported the object to an unknown location. In 1957, two controllers at Kirtland Air Force Base witnessed an elongated, egg-shaped object hovering and maneuvering over restricted airspace before rapidly vanishing into the clouds. These were experienced observers, and they described these characteristics of flight as unusual and nothing like they'd ever seen. And the pattern continues. In 1964, in Socorro, New Mexico, one of the most famous UFO UAP sightings took place. Police officer Lonnie Zamora was traveling down a quiet desert road and witnessed an egg-shaped object on the ground. Allegedly, he even saw a couple of small figures near it. As he approached it, the craft roared to life, shot up into the sky, leaving scorched earth and even strange markings on the ground. The U.S. Air Force's Project Blue Book thoroughly investigated this incident and listed it as unknown. So this seemingly odd shape is not new. It's clearly been seen and reported before. So could these egg-shaped UAP sightings carry a connection of some type, or even have a shared origin? What's your take on it? Let me know.
This morning at 8:05, and then again a little after 10 o'clock, an anonymous poster on 4chan said that in Antarctica, they were part of secret operations to retrieve an egg-shaped UAP or UFO in a cave in Antarctica in Queen Elizabeth's range. that had petroglyphs or hieroglyphs on the egg and on the wall of the cave, and also an alien was sleeping inside of this pod. Now, I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know if it's created with artificial intelligence, but this was posted this morning at 8:05, and it says these are some of the photos from the Antarctica retrieval mission in Queen Elizabeth's Range, that it's an egg UAP from another angle, hieroglyphs on the cave's wall that could mean petroglyphs, and also there was an entity sleeping inside the pod, and they showed that in these photos from 2 different angles. So there you have it. I don't know if these are real or not, but just recently on News Nation with Ross Coulthart, we had vetted and real Delta Force and Green Beret operators and Special Forces, guys like Jacob Barber, all coming forward and saying that they transported egg-shaped UAPs and UFOs on secret operations and crash recovery teams that even included remote viewers and psychic tacticians, or what they called psionic assets, that did remote viewing to telepathically capture these UFOs. And they said that a lot of times they were giant eggs, like 20-foot eggs. The same poster on 4chan released just like a couple of hours later this video footage of allegedly the same egg transported over Antarctica with a cargo lift from a helicopter, and then you can see some kind of a square blanket or platform or sled underneath this giant egg, and it is strapped up and being hoisted out. And if it's the same pictures of the egg in the cave with the alien, we have to assume that there was also a team that recovered all the rest of those artifacts, including the alien sleeping inside of that pod. So things are getting super weird, but think about it. What would you do if you were in possession of this kind of footage? Let's say you were on one of these special operations teams. You were like a Green Beret or Delta Force guy, and you had this footage in your hands going inside a cave in Antarctica and retrieving an alien egg, UFO or UAP. And remember, Jacob Barber said that when they went and captured these eggs, a lot of times, or these UAPs, they would come right out of the mountain, out of solid ground, or out of the ground itself, or out of the ocean, phase through the solid material of the mountain and fly around. And then they would use psionic assets or telepaths, remote viewers, to telepathically take control of the alien or the craft, and then bring them down and crash land them or land them on the ground. And then the Delta Force operators or Air Force guys would go in and capture all of the stuff. So I don't know if these are real or not, or if these were created in AI, but think about what you would do if you were a Delta Force operator and you had been sitting on all of this since 2022, some secret mission in Antarctica, and then all of a sudden Jacob Barber comes out on News Nation with Ross Coulthart and does this whole disclosure and reveals an egg UAP being transported by a helicopter. Can you think of a better time? I mean, I would do it. I would be like, okay, I'm going to go on Reddit or on 4chan, or I would probably just post it right onto YouTube or whatever and try to get it out. But you would try to find a way where you could anonymously, through a VPN and some anonymous account, be able to leak the stuff out. But it's hard to say if it's real or not, if any of this is real or not, but you kind of have to take these Special Forces operators and Delta Force guys' word for it. If they were the pilots of the helicopters, don't you think they would know? They would know if they were airlifting a balloon that was full of helium, which they wouldn't do anyways. They would not be airlifting a balloon or a blimp with a helicopter. They would know if it was like a heavy object or something substantial. And not only did they say that, but they said they knew that these things were of non-human origin or non-human intelligence. Jacob Barber, in his testimony, even went on to say that when he had a 20-mile transport of one of these objects, that he even had a telepathic connection kind of overwhelm him, and he got really emotional, and that it really drastically affected his life.
Suddenly having a mental breakdown on the job?
No, I felt like something connected with me. And it was so overwhelming that I began to cry. Once it was just me and that object in between the pick and the drop site, there was about 20 miles in between, I felt like something was inside of me. I felt like I was possessed by the most beautiful spirit I'd ever been possessed by.
Was it loving?
It was loving. But there was a sense of sadness at the same time.
Had you ever had an experience like this before?
No, it was a very feminine energy. I'll tell you that. It felt like the spirit of God, but not in any masculine sense that I had ever felt. It was like, again, the feeling of my mother and my daughter and beauty. And it wasn't like a soul, it was like a frequency that I was connected with.
Was it scared?
I don't know if it is a thing. I'm still trying to figure out why that happened. I don't want to say that because I have a pretty good idea of what's going on now. And whatever that force was since that night, it has stayed with me.
That was what was being said about this object, and that's not the only whistleblower. But I'm not gonna bring in the other guy. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And once you subscribe, you automatically become a member of this village. As I mentioned, that was what was being said, and this is the video with the update about everything that's been going down about this egg-like object and the alien that was besides this egg-like object. So this gentleman is bringing us the latest. This just came out, I believe, 2 days ago. Check it out, and don't forget, Let me know what y'all think. And it's just a lot going on nowadays. But I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.
So now you're telling me that the Galactic Federation egg with the hieroglyphs, as well as the representative who was in a hibernated state in his chamber beside the egg, even after AI debunking technology has confirmed that the videos and the photos are in fact not retouched and are real, some people still choose to not believe something outside of their comfort zone. Okay. Well, as the saying goes, denial ain't just a river in Egypt. That is called desensitizing at its finest. But you know what? Once again, this is for entertainment, education, learning, and conversation purposes only, so take what you will, leave what you won't. I'm not here to make you decide either way. But yeah, it has been confirmed that this egg and this person, the videos are real. Our representative is now with the United Nations coming up with a course of action to usher in peace into New Earth, as well as our representative, Earth is District 1, and we have a representative called Alien Gaia. She's also here to help, as well as the Council of 26, the Light and the Dark Council, as well as the 5 elders, who are also going to make themselves known here on Earth to help us with what we need help on. Now, the 3 phases of letting us all know that they are here to help have been completed with him being with the United Nations now. Phase 1 was the orbs that could manifest into angelic looking like beings to help some of you who don't believe find peace. As well as phase 2 was the motherships that are now photographed and videoed all over the entire world. They've been seen everywhere. That was phase 2. And phase 3 is our representatives are now with the United Nations coming up with a course of action. So once again, take what you will, leave what you won't. I'm not here to lead you one way or the other. I find this super fantastic and awesome because it's resonated here for a very long time. So tell me what you think. Do you believe this? Do you not believe this? Drop it in the comments. Let's have a fun conversation today.